let's begin. My name is Rupesh Sinha. I am head admissions at ABBS Bangalore. We have ABBS School of Law, ABBS School of Management, right, and in the same campus. And we also offer host of other UG programs, including BBA, BCA, BBA Aviation, BSc, etc. But today's session, as you all know, is basically focusing on trending careers in law, right? And what makes me qualified to talk here is that I have been in the field of career counseling for last so many years. I must have counseled thousands of students. I have taken counseling sessions in different parts of India and abroad. And I love to share my experiences as a test prep person, as a sales and marketing professional, as a digital marketing professional, right? Plus, as a faculty. So I have been in this area of guiding students. And not only that, I also like to connect with the different people of my fraternity, people who are of my age group, who are younger and older. Ultimately, the aim is to share the experiences so as to ensure that this young generation is able to make informed and correct career decisions, right? Although it's a career decision is very individual kind of situation, right? The same solution does not fit everybody, but still there are a lot of things which if it comes to our awareness, we are in a better position to decide. Okay, so that's the basic purpose. Apart from me in this session, we have Sai Dutta Vamshi, as you can see on your screens. Sai Dutta is about to graduate as a BBA LL.B graduate from ABBS School of Law. You must be wondering that why Sai Dutta Vamshi is one of the speakers here. So the reason is that I find his journey very inspiring. His knowledge base is also very, very in-depth, right? He has been into different areas. Like a lot of times we face the situation that a student has multiple interests and is not able to decide. So Sai Dutta Vamshi has been in the field of filmmaking also, right? He wants to be an investment banker also. So I mean, he's a multifaceted person, and because he belongs to almost your age group, he's elder to you. But there are a lot of things which he can share and you can connect with him, right? And also I expect that you will feel free to share whatever career related queries you have without any hesitation, without any reluctance, without any thought that whether my query will be taken in a right way or whether this is a sound question to ask, etc., etc. So don't self-edit yourself. Feel free to ask your questions. And because I have been in this field for so long, I'll try to set the basic context, and I will expect some of you to at least unmute yourself and try to answer my questions. Very simple questions I will ask. Yeah. So just so as to understand that whether you are in the right frame of receiving this entire download or not. So my first very basic question is, what do you think about what is the concept of career in your mind? Because the title is Trending Careers in Law, right? So the first and foremost question comes to our mind is, what exactly is career? Anybody would like to answer that? I'll only wait for a few seconds. If you are reluctant to answer, then obviously I'll move on. And rather than asking, I'll start answering the question. What is career? There can be different definitions. There is no right definition. There is no wrong definition. There can be only different concepts about. But as a career counselor, I think that this concept, whatever concept is in your mind, is very important in shaping your efforts towards that. If you have a vague concept, your efforts will be vague. If you have a more clear concept, your efforts will be more clear, right? And more decisive in nature, right? So this concept is very, very important. So career is something which gives your life a purpose, right? It's not simply something through which you earn money, right? Career is something which gives your life a purpose, something to which you are able to, or you are willing to give your dedication, your commitment, your efforts, your complete involvement, right? And as a result of this involvement and your efforts and your commitment, you attain what we normally call as success. Now, success is again a very subjective word. People can have different concepts and definitions of success. But ultimately, success, again, my definition of success is that it's your ability to influence lives. The more lives you can impact in a positive way, I would say more successful you are. Again, success is not something which can be measured in terms of money or fame or power. Although a successful person may enjoy these things, but they cannot be measured in this way, right? So if the kind of concept we have about career shapes our growth trajectory ultimately, right? So this is one thing. Trending careers, when we say, we should know that what exactly is trending, what exactly is happening around us, right? So that we can align our interests and our efforts to that particular direction, right? So I think you are aware about the current trends. What is trending? AI, ML is trending, artificial intelligence, machine learning, which is a very, very tricky issue, right? Because tomorrow, a lot of jobs might be taken up by AI, ML, right? So there are a lot of legal related things which come to mind when we think about AI, ML, right? There is no driverless car. These are the new technology, right? Again, there are legal hassles there. You think about startups, starting your own business. You think about global warming, climate change, food security. You think Web 3.0, Industry 4.0. Anything you think of, it cannot be dissociated from the importance of legal awareness. And that is why law is emerging as a very, very powerful career of late, right? So with this, I'll invite Sai Dutta Vamshi to set the tone and give initial basic talk and take us through his own journey also. And once that part is finished, then we can move on to dealing with whatever specific queries you might have, right? Vamshi, over to you.
Thank you, Rupesh sir. Good evening, people. I'm Sai Dutta Vamshi, graduating from ABBS School of Law this year. I'm in my final sem. And speaking about law, I mean, sir gave a very, very nice definition to what is called career and what exactly, is the goal. I mean, what is success and all of this. I would like to add on to sir when you hear the concept of law is not a domain. Everybody considers law to be one domain where you are just going and working in that industry. Law is nothing like that. See, my path I would like to bring you through and connect the dots. So I was the youngest filmmaker who screened his short movie in the New Jersey International Film Festival and Chicago International. I was into filmmaking. I did my diploma after my pre-university in filmmaking. So I was totally into it. And now the question that you guys may be thinking is, why did you jump to law? And see, one thing I would like to tell you is law is a subject that is prevailing in every domain, be it an IT, be it whatever is the domain, you need a law backing, which we call as compliance. Everything is to be complied by legal provisions or backing. See, this is exactly how the society runs. As we have, for example, if we have a body injury, we go to a medicine, we go to a doctor for medicine suggestion. So if there is an injury which is civil in nature, you approach a lawyer, an advocate who knows how to handle such issue. To be such professional, you are not only independent, you're not financially, it's not about only financially independent. It's about your prestige, it's about your pride being a professional, especially lawyer. My dear friends, I would like to tell you one thing through my journey. It is, for example, when I started my film production, there were n number of paperwork that has to be done. So I mean, we had to comply with so many documents. At that particular time, we had approached so many lawyers, so many people of the legal fraternity to help us out. That is when I got to know the real importance of law. Law is not only for the, I mean, not that's what I'm like, since I'm mentioning from the beginning, the opportunity of law is like an ocean. It has, you have n number of opportunities when it comes to law. So, I mean, we will be having a conversation with you all, and we will see what your thoughts are on law, and we'll go on as such. So, this would be some brief about me getting into law after filmmaking, and also, I mean, it was time when when I finished my 10th grade in ICSE. I lost my dad, and the condition, my mental stability was not that great. And later, when I completed the pre-university, I think that is a time where a kid got its mother. That is ABBS to me. So ABBS held my hand since my beginning. That is after my pre-university, because I was here because it's a business school. See, managerial skill is what is the base for everything. When you know management, when you know how to manage yourself, manage things, that is when you upscaling not only of career, personal upscaling also happens. So that is when the journey started, and I'm here. So yeah, that is it.
Right. And Vamshi, I think you are also pursuing an additional qualification from NALSA.
Yeah. I have been shortlisted, and I've been doing a diploma in cyber security data protection law in National Law School, Hyderabad, which is Nalsar University of Law. So it is a great privilege learning from experienced legal fraternity people and connecting with them and getting the connection back to ABBS and getting it to my community here. And all of these people that in the law fraternity, basically what is important is the interpretation. See, each one has a different interpretation. When you learn each one's vision or interpretation, I mean, it is so much of learning that each person can inspire you a different way. So, I mean, that is one positive thing that I take home from Nalsar. Of course, about the education part of it is also good, and through, the Nalsar thing happened from the guidance of the faculty in ABBS, where I was guided towards the subject, where I had personal knowledge about white hacking or ethical hacking, which is called. I was more interested into that domain. So one of my faculty, in a general conversation, he was like, why don't you study the back end of this, where the compliance of this, how do you catch hold of such criminals, what is cyber crime? And that interested me. That is when I kind of got into that.
Right. Okay. Aditya, you are here, and you must be here because probably you wanted to know something about careers in law, and probably you have some queries. So, by any chance, if you have any query, you can probably unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself, and you can let us know about whatever doubts you have in your mind. We can make it more meaningful in that way. Otherwise, we can go in a general manner talking about importance of law in financial markets, that how law is important in financial markets, right? How the intersection of that. We can also talk about importance of law in entrepreneurship or in media, right? There's so many areas when you're thinking in terms of having a career in law, as Vamshi also indicated in the beginning, it's not one domain. You have to think about different possibilities arising, even like IPL, right? All this franchise system. With IPL, we have got these many systems like we have this Dream 11. All these betting system has come into picture. Again, there's legal framework there. So any new field that comes up, right? Whether it is self-driving car, whether it is going to space, right? Any new thing, or simply when you are using this Chat GPT, there is a concept of net neutrality, right? So think around. You cannot. It is impossible that you look around, you think of something, and law and legal framework are detached to that, right? So I have counseled a lot of students in terms of that even if you are having a hobby related to, maybe I know a person who was a fan of Manchester United, right? He was into football. and ultimately he did associate with Manchester United, but through legal way, because all these sports club also have, whether it's a sports club, whether it's any kind of organization, they have legal cells, right? So it is your no way of remaining in touch with whatever you love through the core skill that you have. Look, I love cricket, but I am not a great cricketer. Then what do? I become Harsha Bhogle, the commentator, right? So you have to find ways, and law is something which is so multi-dimensional that you always get an opportunity to remain connected to your area of interest, right? Bhuvan is connected. Somebody by name Vivo Weave through 031 is connected, although the audio is connected. Bhuvan, if you want, you can unmute yourself and share any doubt that you might have.
Sir, after can we take BCom plus LLB, sir?
Can you be a bit louder, Bhuvan?
Sir, we can do with BCom and LLB.
Okay. He's asking you can do BCom and LLB together. But although I think this question has two parts, whether we can do, and I think more important part is should we do, or what is the need to do, right? So I think Vamshi, you can answer this one.
Yeah, hi Bhuvan, I'm Vamshi, and can you please tell me context? Why do you feel you have to do BCom LLB? What is
I'm looking for a finance like a manager like that.
Okay. Let me give you my example, the office that I'm sitting, and a basic example of how finance. Right now, I'm put up in an investment banking company. One thing that you have to learn by choosing BCom, you will be more into accounts, and basically you will be dealing with all commercial activities, right? You will learn about commerce. It's Bachelor of Commerce. So why do I recommend, I personally would recommend BBA LLB over BCom LLB. Why? I'll tell you, I'll give you the answer for the question. So it is like, for example, you want to practice, you're practicing in court, you need to have your own law firm. See, practicing and being a great advocate is one thing. The other half of managing a firm and getting recognition or goodwill for your firm is a different ball game as a whole. So to understand that, you need to have a backing of management. So managerial skill, if you have, getting into finance, basically you're talking about BCom, finance, and see, of course, when it comes to business administration, basically business administration has 4 subjects of financial accounting, where we have the basic of financial management, then we have financial cost accounting, we have all sort of accounting, and we have 4+ subjects on basic finance. So right now, even I am also enrolling to CSIS very soon. So I'll be preparing for that. See, finance and getting into finance, I would recommend you to get into BBA LLB so that you are exposed to finance as well as managing the finance. So it's not only about finance, it's about managing it also, right? So you have that capability to go through this course.
Sir, we can take like BBA and LLB also, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. BBA LLB is one of the best in the market right now, because you will be exposed to corporate law. Say the same financial institutions that you're talking about. All of these need legal advisors. With the financial advisors, they need legal. See, there are NDAs in companies, there are mandates. All of these are to be drafted, and these are to be signed by whoever is a party to it. So this can be done by a guy who knows the business and who knows law. So business and law together would give a great combination, even if you're going to a finance field, or say you're getting into accounts and stuff also. So BBA LLB is a good combination.
Right, Bhuvan, let me you joined late. Let me introduce you. Sai Dutta Vamshi will be passing out this year as a BBA LLB graduate from ABBS School of Law, Bangalore, and he is already interning with an investment bank. Right, it's an investment banking firm, and he wants to have a career in the field of investment banking, wherein he is applying his corporate law knowledge and his financial aspirations. right? So you have a live example of how good law education and a right kind of guidance can really take you to your desired destination. Bhuvan, I hope we have answered your question.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay.
Sir, like how many years we have to study like BBA, LLB?
Okay. BBA LLB is a 5-year program. BBA LLB is a 5-year program. That means you study for 10 semesters.
Yes, sir.
Bhuvan, after asking a question, you can mute yourself because there's some disturbance from that end.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, Sai Dutta Vamshi will take you through all those overview of all those 10 semesters, that how exactly those 10 semesters shape your knowledge in both BBA as well as law. Vamshi.
So we have a long journey of 10 semesters in BBA LLB, which is 5 years. Basically, as the name tells, we are BBA LLB. So we start with BBA foundation, but the Karnataka State Law University curriculum is so beautiful that we start the basic of law from the first semester itself. So we have a subject called legal methods where we know what is, what is called, what is within the framework of, legal domain. So you understand the legal terminology that we use in court and all of this in the very first semester. So that is in the first semester, we'll have basics of accounts, basics of management, basics of business, and we'll have basics of law. This is how a first semester starts. So the first 3 semester basically will be highly focused on all business subject, which includes entrepreneurship development, and we have subjects like international business, the financial market, financial management, and we have other business development program, business organizational behavior. So we have subjects like this which captivate your mind on all business aspects. At the same time, initially after the first semester and the second semester, we'll have a subject called law of tort, which is the civil wrong, the civil laws. It's called tort, the law of tort. So you will learn the basic law, and from the third semester itself, you will start with the constitution. So the constitution will come to you in the third semester, and you have 2 parts of the constitution, because we in India, we have 390 plus articles. We have a big constitution. We have the lengthiest constitution, in fact. So I mean, the curriculum, as the curriculum goes on, we get more focused on law subjects and the business subjects. See, basically, the best part about KSLU curriculum is you are not exposed to only BBA kind of material or BBA kind of syllabus. Your exposure of syllabus is equivalent to an MBA. I mean, when it comes to international business, if you compare the syllabus of BU MBA and KSLU BBA program, it is almost the same. The subject, the chapters, the units, those are covered. So you are almost studying a master's in your particular bachelor's. So that gives you so much of confidence in life, and and again, your educational background also improves. And after the 5th semester, you have core domain law subjects, which is like, firstly, you will be studying the criminal laws, which is IPC and all. There are 2 types of laws, which is, I mean, generally you will understand this. There are codified laws and procedural laws. So initially, you will be studying only the procedural laws, like initial phase, that is the mid phase of your curriculum. And after the mid phase, you will come to the place where you will be studying the codified law, because you will have a good understanding of how to understand the sections and interpret the law and understand the case laws. So by the end of 10th semester, I think you will have covered all the corporate laws. And from the 7th, 8th semester, you have electives. You can choose. There are optional subjects. You can rather take human rights and go towards practicing, or getting into litigation. Or I have taken intellectual property, competition law. I move towards the corporate domain. So this is how the whole curriculum is. So a mixture of everything and a beautiful curriculum.
Bhuvan, does it answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Right. There is somebody by name. Okay, Aditya wants to ask something. Please go ahead, Aditya.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my query is it necessary to take BBA with LL.B if I have to pursue corporate law?
So Your question is to pursue corporate law or to practice. Now, by pursue, you mean practice. To get into the domain of corporate law, is it necessary to have a BBA LLB? That's what you're telling.
Yeah, that's my query.
Generally speaking, let's speak in general sense. So, the concept of business administration, right? So, when you mean corporate, you mean all businesses, right? So, when you have to understand businesses with a BALLB background, your efficiency of work will not be equivalent to what you have with a BBLLB background. I'll tell you why. When you study BALLB, basically specifically, if you are into litigation, I mean core litigation, you do nothing but litigation. BALLB is fine, good subject. I mean, I have no comments on that. But see, political science and subjects like international constitutions will be very theoretical. They are not practical when it comes to the corporate sphere. You're talking about the corporate sphere. When you come to the corporate, all you have to know is what is economics, what is macroeconomics, what is international, what is the market, what is the sensing, what is happening, how do you raise equity, your company law knowledge, how much knowledge about companies, the stakeholding, the shareholding, all of this plays a crucial role. And I think that is an add-on with a BBLLB a graduate because he knows the business and the law. But BALLB graduate, on the other hand, he knows the history. I mean, the core subjects in BALLB are like political science, history, moral science, sociology. See, these are not bad. I mean, knowing we have a subject in law. It's called jurisprudence. Every law student will have to clear this subject. So it's the history of law. But in BBLLB, you will be taught only as a subject. But here for semesters, you will be studying the history, the moral part of the society. But this will do no good in the corporate sphere. When it comes to the corporate, you need to have business idea, management skill. This is where you can scale up even more easily than a BA LLB graduate. Of course, a BA LLB graduate can also participate, but he has to prove his external knowledge, not from the source of his curriculum, right? You got my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Aditya, that you want to ask?
Nothing else. I've got my query answered. Thank you.
Great. Okay. The third participant is on this panel. It shows as Vivo V2031. So I'll ask you to unmute yourself and tell us your name and your query also. Don't hesitate. Okay. Sir, how can we take admission in ABBS School of Law? What is the procedure? Can we take it without CLAT? Okay. Can you tell me your name also so that I can call you by name, not by the name of Vivo? Right. So okay. In any case, I'll go ahead with the answer. The answer is that your +2 score. Okay, Khushi, you have completed your 12th and you have got your scores, marks already. It will be good. Okay. So, what was the stream of class 12 that you had? You are a commerce student, science student, or a humanities student? Arts. Okay, fair enough. So, the eligibility wise, it doesn't matter that which stream you are from, right? You should have cleared your +2 exams with a minimum percentage of 50. Although most of the students that join, they are having an average marks of 75 to 80 average. That is, it doesn't matter. But what matters is that on the basis of your CLAT score, if it is a good rank, it might help you to earn scholarships, right? And if you have not taken CLAT, right, if that is the case, CLAT 2023 happened in the month of December 2022. It has already happened, right? So if you have a valid CLAT score, it's okay. We'll consider it for a scholarship. Otherwise, there's an entrance test here also. We used to call it ABSAT. You can take, it's an online test, and you can take the test, and probably that score we can use for considering you for a scholarship, right? So the process is very simple. There'll be a small interview, and all these processes is just to ensure that you're coming from the field of arts. There are certain subjects in BBLLB, as Vamshi was mentioning, right, which requires some basic understanding of accounting principles, etc. Right? So you'll have to work a bit harder, but I mean, that's a part of the part of the game, because ultimately the benefits will be long term. A bit of hard work that you need to put in the first semester, the benefits will be long term, right? So the process is not very difficult. The only thing is that because you are from arts background, the first semester you might be required a bit work a bit harder. What is your class 12 percentage, Kushi? Oh, that's great. It's good. This is good. What is your CLAT rank? If you can share. If you don't want to share, there's no compulsion. What CLAT 2023? Have you appeared? What is your rank? No issues. No issues. So that's you would like to you would like to add something, Vamshi?
Nothing, sir. I mean, we have covered all the major aspects. I think, yeah, one thing that every student here should think. I mean, your thought should be that big that every person here in this country, right? They live with the law. I mean, the societal law. But if you want to be a lawmaker, I think that's when you have to pursue law. Understand the law first. There are options. You can do medicine law. You can do technology law, intellectual property. You can do finance. You can get into investments. You can get into company law. You have so many options in the law domain and the law fraternity. But one thing is that you can also get into the judiciary, being a justice. That's such a great position where you can interpret the law and you can even recommend the government to make some amendment. I think that is the highest position you can hold. I mean, if your imagination or your goal is that big, I think this is a step where you can achieve that.
Right. And one thing, as Vamshi was also pointing out, Karnataka State Law University has one of the best law curriculum, right? And at ABBS School of Law, we follow that curriculum. And the quality of education at any institute, at any higher education institution, is ideally gauged by the performance of its students, right? So already we have our students who are in the top 10 rank in the KSLU, like across state, we have those students who are in the top 10. So that speaks volumes about the effort of the student also, and that speaks volumes about the effort of the faculty members also, right? Because ultimately, to write good answers and make a good impact on the examiner, you need to have sound knowledge which comes through faculty, right? So just like Vamshi, I mean, he is here because at some point he decided to go for this entire program, and right now he's probably the one of the best people who will testify that yes, this entire 5-year journey has been so fruitful, right? And the future is really, really bright at this point of time for Vamshi because of his efforts, right? Definitely. Because of his orientation, definitely. But also because of the conducive environment and the guidance that he has got in these 5 years in the ABBS School of Law campus, right? Okay. Dia has just joined. Dia, we discussed a lot about law in general. We are taught importance and scope of law in different fields. And we also answered some individual questions asked by Aditya, Bhuvan, Kushi. And in case you have any particular query that you want to share, you can unmute yourself and ask. Or like Kushi, you can also put it in the chat and we'll be more than happy to answer that. Dia, if you want, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Alternatively, you can put it in chat also. Right. So in the time you think about your doubt, let me tell you that the placement cell at ABBS School of Law is very active. It's hyperactive. And the reason is that, as I told you, that we have a business school which offers MBA, PGDM, as well as UG programs in the same campus. Right. So when a company comes, let's say like all big four come to our campus. Right, we have Ernst & Young coming, PwC coming, KPMG coming, Deloitte coming to our campus, right? So when these companies come looking for PG students, at the same time, when they come to know that yes, there are law graduates here, that is an added chance and added opportunity for these students. So, Vamshi, in the meantime, you can share your like internship opportunities that you got through the placement cell at ABBS School of Law.
Sure, sure. And to the students here, the most important thing in any domain, be it law or anything, is the connections. See, practically, connections is where to have a goal and to reach there, the connections is all matters. And here at ABBS School of Law, the placement cell, especially headed by my favorite, I call it Vijay sir. Uh, the connections he gave me towards the corporate world, I got in I got selected from the campus to one of the most reputed organization, which is founded by the co-founder of Infosys, Mr. Shibulal sir. And I got an opportunity to meet such people, and I got as an in-house counsel there. I worked with the intellectual properties. I have a registration experience of trademarks, patents, so many things. While studying, in my semester break, if I get exposure and connections to this level, imagine my career after my graduation. So it initially started initially in ABBS, especially when it comes to career. So the first initially in the first year, I guess first year, we were the ones who presented a research paper, and which was published in one of the most esteemed journals called the Atulya magazine, which all in the legal fraternity they study it. And we had a beautiful, we have n number of research papers published in the field of law. But all of this happens through the connections that we have outside with the companies, with the legal fraternity. And at ABBS, though, they helped me a lot. I told you, right? When I came to ABBS, I was a kid who lost the mother. Just like a mother, it held my hand, and it took me to today also. I'm sitting in a corporate, tech park, and in a company as an investment analyst. And at the same time, this connection all began from where ABBS placement started. So I'm very grateful to the institution. And again, this is what is required for studies. Not only studies, it's the practical exposure. And that at ABBS, I can guarantee, because you are practically exposed to what the market or the particular domain is. So that's my
Great, amazing, amazing. Right. Aditya, Bhuvan, Khushi, if you have any other query, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I think we can. Vamshi, any closing remarks that you might have? Any final word of guidance, wisdom that you would like to share with these people as to what they should be thinking, doing, planning if they want to have a successful career in the field of law?
So my conclusion remarks, or my suggestion to all your students here is, this is an age where you have lots of confusions. You have n number of confusion. You want to pursue that. You want to pursue this, that, so much of confusion. I'll tell you one thing, whichever profession you choose, hard work is what makes you what you are. So you have to, end of the day, you have to work hard. So choose the right profession and take law. My suggestion is to pursue law. It's not that you will make money. It's not that only money is the concern. It's that your overall development as a personality. You will become a great person after law, because you will know everything. Even when traffic police catches you, even from that basic to how the world economy is running, to know everything, to be that intellectual person who knows everything. I think it's the right choice to take, and this is a confused state. So go for a decision, go for a decision in pursuing career in law. And I think if you put in hard work, success is all yours.
Right. Great. Well said. Guys, I have shared my number also. If in case you have any further queries, please save this number. You can, this is a WhatsApp number. You can ping me with whatever doubts or queries you have. And as a closing remark, I'll simply say that, ultimately growth depends on power, right? Not power in the bad sense, but power in the sense of strength, right? So, and nobody, until unless you are into spirituality and asceticism, right? Nobody can be dependent only on his own power, right? We have to rely on something else's power. So the body or the source of your power, the stronger that source is, the stronger you will be. Right? That is the secret. That is why a bureaucrat is so powerful. Not that he as a person is powerful, but the system from where he's deriving the power is very powerful. And that is the reason why a judge or a law practitioner is powerful, because he is drawing his power again from a very powerful entity called Constitution of India. In fact, if we talk about the coded or uncoded constitutions of the entire world, right? There's anybody who draws power from that, right? That is probably ultimate source of power. And if you are really looking forward to that kind of power, then there is no alternative. I've met a lot of engineers who say that, yeah, do anything but don't do engineering. I've met a lot of engineers. Here we have a lawyer who says that do only law, because he has seen that he has experienced it, that how wonderful and how enlightening it can be to really get inside in this system of law, right? Because this is something which has kept the civilization going. We cannot imagine the growth of the civilization had it not been for justice and law, right? We would have been barbarians. So that is the great power of what we call as law, constitution. And if you derive your power from there, your professional power from there, then the sky is the limit. Okay, I got a question now. If you want to go abroad after completing BA LL.B, is there any scope, or we have to study their country's law thoroughly? Very good question, Khushi. Yeah, Vamshi.
Very interesting question. Something that all students should think of. See, pursuing further studies and post-graduation abroad is a very good option, especially for law. Of course, you can do it. People with LLM, for example, the great lawyers who are from Harvard Law School, people are, who are practicing in London courts. They have started their LL.B here in India doing this course. So you can do your masters in LLM. It's not only that you have limited that because you've done LL.B, you have to do your LLM. No, you can do MBAs abroad. You can choose a subject. Say, for example, there are subjects like supply chain where every vendor agreement is done by a lawyer. When you take such subjects of supply chain or logistics, you will be a lawyer who will be not only handling the supply chain, but also handling the legal compliance of it. So doing masters abroad is always a good option, and you will have a lot of career scope. Obviously, you will be hired more than any person here, because you have a dual specialization with an abroad post-graduation. So I think that's going to be a killer package in the corporate. So
right. Although Khushi, your question at a closer look is kind of incomplete. You have asked if you want to go abroad after completing BA LL.B. You want to go abroad, why? That is the main question. If you want to settle there, you want to do business there, what exactly? Or you want to practice as a lawyer there? So you have to complete your question. You want to go abroad for practicing law, number one. Number two, which country? Right? There are countries that have laws very similar to Indian laws, especially UK, right? Because the source of our constitution is like very closely derived from the UK's constitution, right? So that is one. Second, or you may go to a very alien country like Netherlands, right? So that also depends. Not only this, that when you go abroad, what you want to do, but also where you want to go. So if you can answer these questions, our solution can be more yes, sir, for studying law and UK for sure. Okay, right.
London. See, sorry, sir, sorry for interrupting. There's one more point I would like to tell. Canada, especially, they have a very big market, and they have resources are very limited. So Canada has this Ontario Bar Council exam where you have to clear their entrance level exam, and you can get a Bar Council license with the LL.B degree that you come out from the Karnataka State Law University or any university as such. So if you do your graduation here, you can still write that exam and still start practicing in Canada. Same thing at UK also. You can enroll to the council after clearing their exam.
She is specifically asking for UK.
UK, yeah, you can there is an exam for that. Again, you have to take up the exam. I mean, it is again like having an LL.B there. Again, you will have to pursue 2 years of a course and later crack an exam. Then you can get your enrollment to that bar and start practicing.
So that we come for our original question. The original question was, is there any scope or we have to study their country's law thoroughly? So the answer to this question is obviously yes. And it'll
Yes.
take some time, but nobody with without BLLB or without law background can go there and study that.
Yeah, they can't do that. They have to have a law degree here and later
But I think India's constitution is quite similar to UK's constitution. Yeah.
very similar, very similar. We have the similar differences in the curriculum also. We get to compare constitutions and we get to experience that. And because our ancestrals are very similar, like the British have they have their footprints all over India. When it's very similar kind of constitution. So I mean, if you have plans of cracking and getting into the bar of UK, I think this will be a great solid foundation doing BBLB here, because you will be almost similar laws you would have studied.
Great. Right. I hope we have answered your question, Khushi. Right. No need to be in any doubt. It's good that you're thinking so ahead, and I think you are going in the very right direction. Right. So I think I also gave my closing comments that always think. I mean, I'll not just like Vamshi, who's very passionately saying that one must pursue law. Right. I cannot say that with that much passion because I am not a lawyer by profession. Right. But I'll definitely say that try to attach yourself with something which is really powerful. Right. Either it could be a strong corporate. Right. Although these days the notion has broken with the layoffs. Suddenly Google, which used to be a master and one of the best places to work with, has abruptly fired people. Right. Once it was considered that, okay, the bigger the company, the more powerful you are. Right. So the power of Sundar Pichai derives from the power of Google. Right. Power of Satya Nadella derives from the power of Microsoft. Right. So either that or you attach to bureaucracy, civil services, or judiciary. Right. That's where, or obviously in India, a lot of power emanates from this sport called cricket. Right. So cricketers are powerful, politicians are powerful, bureaucrats are powerful, right? And lawyers and judges are powerful, right? So be very clear about it. And in the short run, you might like anything, but in the long run, from career perspective, this is something that you should definitely consider very seriously. Right. So it was great interacting with you. We are a small crowd, but we had a good discussion. And once again, I'll be putting my number in this chat so that you can save it and remain in touch with me. Right. And it's all the best from me on behalf of ABBS School of Law, and have a wonderful career.